And it goes a little something like this. Ethan, hit us off. Where I'll go.
Welcome to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You know we got to throw the plug in there. YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, Twitter, the Instagram coming soon once the guy in the chair gets down to business.
Raise your hand, guy in the chair.
The Instagram.
Sixers win in a blowout, 90-121 against the Oklahoma Thunder.
Uh-oh. Tim cut his eye. Somebody, as soon as that alert went off, you saw Tim's face.
Somebody check. Hold on. Yeah, man. It was a blowout. Nothing to see here. Nothing new to see. You know what? Before we get into anything, I kind of have a bone to pick with Sixers organization.
What's that? What's your bone?
This is a game that you could probably win with Tobias Harris and another 7 or 8 players. You ain't need B, you ain't need Ben, but you sit Ben against you sit Bede, against the Milwaukee team, but you could have used him. But this game, a game we could have easily won. It looked like they were playing against high schoolers. Dwight Howard looked like he could have had 20 and 15 tonight if he wanted to. Why play your stars in a game like this when they can get some rest into the play? They banged up. One's coming off of dialysis or whatever he's been on for the last week, Ben Simmons. So why would you play them against a team like this? It just boggles my mind.
I look at it a little differently than how you look at it. I look like this was a good scrimmage team. This is where you got your team is scrimmaging and preparing for the playoffs and the stretch run. And so,
but this one of them games, if somebody get hurt,
let him go ahead and talk, and so I could
debunk all the foolishness.
No, I mean, think about it. I mean, my comment is real short and sweet. What I saw was that you got a chance to run the first team as how you wanted to see them in the playoffs, and then the second team how you want to see George Hill playing with Dwight Howard and Shake Milton. You got a chance to see that briefly for a little bit, and so they didn't play a whole game. They played 2.5 quarters, then they set. So I had no problem with the way they played today.
Okay.
Wouldn't you be better off seeing that against real competition? Like you talking about scrimmage, you do scrimmages in preseason before the real season comes in to get in shape. You don't do that when you're setting up for a playoff run. Like, and I agree with Ethan. Like, Embiid looked like his shoulder was bothering him today. So what's the point in playing him today? You could have played him against Milwaukee for all that. The Ben Simmons thing, honestly, I think they was going to sit Ben Simmons until that picture got leaked that one of y'all posted in there about somebody spotting him in Target. And I think the Sixers did damage control. Was like, oh, he's out there now. Now we got.
No, I don't think that's.
I think that's what happened.
Because yesterday, Doc said he had a good practice. He practiced with the team yesterday, and he practiced again today.
And he still was set not to play yesterday, right?
Well, they made the announcement on Saturday that he wasn't going to play.
I mean, as far as Tim, what you talking about, you know when you do scrimmage in practice, not a game. Not a game. Practice is when you do your scrimmages. So I ain't trying to hear all that. I mean, I do agree with Ethan. I mean, not Ethan. My thing is the reason why I think we did have to play him a little bit because we could not afford to lose this game. Since we already lost the previous games by not playing him, we couldn't afford to lose this game. I mean, and granted, the chances of us losing was slim. However, OKC did come out a little hype, like for at least like the first quarter, they was going toe for toe, first quarter and a half. If you didn't have your starters and you risk losing this game, then we really in a whole heap of trouble.
You know why?
So you had to win this game. You had to.
Embiid went half speed the whole first. Embiid was going half speed. He wasn't even playing hard.
That's true. But you still had Embiid though. You still had Embiid and Ben. You still had the starters at least to give you that 20-point cushion. And then once they gave that lead, then you just started pouring their time. We had to win this game. We had no choice. If we lose this game, this could be one of them games where it costs us dearly at the very end since you already squandered the last 2 games by not playing all your starters. So
I ain't seen nobody on that team that can play. I ain't seen nobody on that OKC team that I feel can play.
I think they real young though.
They was like high
Anybody-
schoolers.
They're
Anybody in the
tanking.
NBA, listen, anybody in the NBA could play. They was giving our starters a run for the money when it started. I think
What's
at
the guy
one
named
point,
Beasley, I think that was his name or something.
They none of them can
He's
play
all right.
basketball. They
They-
all.
they-
This is
They young boys. They young boys.
They can't play.
They're in the league. I'm not taking no chances. I'm not taking. They're in the league. They play college. They play high school. They play college, and they're not in the league. You don't take no chances and lose this game.
Well,
You
Tim, if
just
they
like
can't
us
play-
playing ourselves.
If they can't play, then why we ain't just honestly we could have ran out Paul Reed and what's his name Maxey and all them out there with Dwight Howard. We still would have mopped them. I agree with that. But this what I'm saying. See, Tim the type of dude that'll play the video game and play a season and play it on easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how we're the boy that want the competition, like you played on like Hall of Fame or something.
That's not true.
That's like Tim when we get down Bow House. Tim tried to pick like the killer squad, like so he got a
That's
team.
not
Got,
true.
like,
That's what you
do.
It sleep like a baby. It sleep like a baby at night.
Yeah, yeah, we killed them tonight.
Yep.
He be having us playing against like 13-year-olds. We got full grown.
Let me ask y'all something. Staying with the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see anything y'all like from anybody in the game? Something maybe they can grow on, something
I like
you was
Paul
looking
Reed.
to see.
The
I
young
like
Paul Reed.
Maxey came in cooking. And, you know, we see what it is, what Maxey do against anybody he's still got to learn against the star players of the league and the top notch. But you put him up against anybody that's like not a superstar and everything else, and even superstars he could compete. But you put him up against anybody that's not like a big time player, he cooking them. You know what I'm saying? So Maxey shows he really can take it to that next level, because I do think he will work on that 3-pointer and get better at that. But I also like the boy Tucker. I like the way he attacks the basket, the energy he brings.
Yeah.
And I like Paul Reed, man. I've been saying he should have been getting more burn. He coming, he active, he got blocks, he get rebounds, he can finish at the basket. I think the young boy should have got more burn this season.
Yeah, I agree. You've been campaigning for Paul Reed for a minute, and he well represented you. And Maxey, my young boy, who I've been piping all year, I felt like a proud dad watching his only son who made it. You know what I mean? Like, he was 5 for 5. He hit the 3. Like, he did his thing tonight. I mean, I think at a certain point in the playoffs, he gonna be crucial for our
Is he in the
bench, coming off
rotation?
the
Wait a minute. I was about to ask that. Is he in the rotation?
He's gonna have to be.
So who's your rotation for the playoffs? We
He
go
gonna
11
be-
games away.
He's
He's
gonna
not
have
in
to
the
be. in
rotation because earlier, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, Doc mentioned that his number one concern is not about the health of the players, but whether or not they're going to be able to play 40 minutes a night. Because his goal is for the team to start playing more minutes during the playoffs. So if you playing Ben and Tobias and Embiid, all of them 40 minutes a night, and then your first person that's coming off the bench, you know, is going to be Dwight Howard backing up Embiid, and then you got George Hill coming in for Ben, and then that leaves Korkmaz, and then who else?
Shape.
That's what I said. Maxey's not getting into the game.
Mike Scott.
No,
Come on,
Mike Scott
stop
should not
playing.
be coming.
Mike Scott's not going up there.
Listen, no, but to Ephraim's point, this is the thing though. I can still see Maxey having a big contribution at some point in time, because you never know what a game is going to dictate. You might have somebody go down, or somebody get in foul trouble. It looks like, and this is the one thing, and y'all, excuse me, y'all have been keeping for Maxey to get more and more minutes and everything else. And I could just see him. Maxey is the kind of dude that seems like whenever he's called on to come in there, he brings that energy and he balls. So I could see if it's a moment like whereas though we need somebody because everything else is falling apart, like somebody's foul trouble or hurt, I could see Maxey coming in and contributing.
I gotta tell y'all though, George Hill, I'm not sold on that yet.
He played good today.
That's 10 minutes. You mean that 2 points he dropped?
Yeah, he did.
I'm not saying it to him. Defensively, he played well.
Yeah, I thought George Hill played solid.
Not to mention, you hating on the man. 2 points. And y'all didn't bring anything. Y'all didn't bring my dude up, so I'm gonna bring him up now.
Who that?
Simmons is the glue to his team. And
Come on,
as you
but
saw,
why?
the team
Why?
rolls.
I mean, listen, I'm not hating on. I don't want to start hating on Bet, but why are you saying this? Why are you saying this?
Because the team looks totally different. If you notice, the team
they
today,
playing against the worst team in the league.
Hold on. Let him go. Go ahead. What you say?
The team looked very good with Ben Simmons at the helm, guiding this team. He had a bunch of steals, bunch of deflections. I mean, the team just works better. regardless of whether he's playing the Phoenix Suns, because the way the team played today is the way they played against the better competition. It's just Ben Simmons is the glue to this team.
So you just told me that these dudes couldn't play at all. You just pretty much said that. I was trying to give them credit and say, well, they're an NBA team. They went to college. Right. You said they was complete trash, right? You said they couldn't play. You in our personal chat, you was kept saying how they was tanking. They was done. They was dead in the water. So you telling me that this shows you against this team that Ben is the glue? Is that what you're saying?
First of all, that wasn't me. I got hacked.
Okay.
No.
okay.
But no, what I'm saying is the boy Benjamin. You see, y'all. I wish y'all was like unbiased, like y'all was.
No,
like,
I'm not.
I am. You try.
Ethan, don't say you unbiased. Ephraim like try to make that claim. Ethan, you can't make that claim.
I'm unbiased. But what happens is when Tim goes so far left with it that in order to bring, I gotta go all the way right to bring it back in.
You know what I'm saying? It's
like,
back in. Yep.
Yeah. So he goes so far left. It's like playing tug of war. He goes so far left. I gotta go extra far right just to bring us back to middle ground.
You don't need need incentive to do that because it
looks like I'm a Ben extremist.
No, you are a Ben extremist.
I agree because listen, I'm not saying Ben doesn't add a good deal of value to this team. I'm not saying that because he does. Ben, like Tim said, the defensive prowess that he brings, he's active. He jumping, passing lanes, all that kind of stuff. He penetrate and kick and dish and all that. Yes, he's the fat. One thing I did, and I have to give Wayne credit for, I agree. He kept saying it. The fast breaks are night and day when Ben's not in the game. I agree with that 100%. However, this is the wrong team to come out and say Ben is the nucleus and the glue, and without him, blah, blah, blah. It's the wrong team to do that. If it was against Milwaukee, he came back and we almost won or was tight and we didn't get waxed. All right, yeah, you can say all that. This is the wrong team to say that against. But I do agree with you in totality that Ben Simmons he's going to be one of the main reasons why we're successful. If we are successful in the playoffs, it's going to be because of him. I agree.
See, it's going to be. It's either he's going to be the main reason we're successful, or the main reason we lose. It's going to be either one or the other.
I want to say the main reason.
But I don't.
Nah, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be either the main reason we win, or it's going to be one of the reasons we lose.
Why do you say that?
Because of how teams are going to rotate their defense.
But if they rotate and he's kicking it out to the guys that are supposed to be shooters, and they're missing open shots, is that on Ben?
Just telling you. But the job of a point guard, if they're missing, what's his job?
No, but the team.
You don't hit. Y'all got to understand.
Bro, the team. What is this team designed for?
Every night.
And what did we say? We said we got to put shooters around Ben Simmons. We got to put shooters around Embiid. So if we went out and we got shooters, these guys that's shooting around 40% from three, and Ben Simmons is drawing defenses in and kicking out to these shooters, and they not hitting, who you blaming?
Let me ask you this.
But you blaming Brian when Danny Green was missing?
I'm blaming Ben. I'm blaming Ben.
You wasn't.
Simmons.
You was blaming Danny Green.
Why? That's what I'm about to ask you. Hold on. If LA lose, who you blaming? When Cleveland lost, who you blaming?
If Brian is swinging it wide open to Danny Green,
it don't matter.
It do matter. You know why it matters? Because when Danny Green was missing last year in the playoffs, you kept saying how garbage Danny. You ain't say Brian, don't pass it to Danny Green. You just were talking about how garbage Danny Green was. You wasn't ripping Brian. So don't rip Ben if these guys that are our shooters are bricking wide open shots.
Because hold on, you're not going to rip Brian if he has 30, 10 and 10. But if Ben has 12, 8 and 6, then what you going to say?
But this is what Ben Simmons is. That's my whole point. They built this team. They brought these shooters in because this is what Ben Simmons is supposed to facilitate and get it to them.
Here's what Doc Rivers said the other day. That's what Ben
Simmons is supposed to do.
Doc Rivers said he was recently talked to another coach of the league about Ben Simmons' absence, and the coach said to Doc, if anyone ever asks you again about how important Ben Simmons is on offense, just show them the last 4 games. That's what another
coach though. Huh? It could have been Brett Brown. I don't
it wasn't no Brett
if
Brown.
They ain't naming who it is, I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. The impact of Ben Simmons is felt by them shooters could not get open.
They could get stopped that. We had once again. See, this is what you do. This is what you doing.
I'm not gonna go down this. We won, and y'all trying to take it down this route.
Yeah, y'all trying to get me fed up.
We won a good game.
No, I'm giving.
Listen. You already know how. That's why I was so mad about Ben Simmons not playing against the Bucks, because I don't care about. I'm not caring about what he's doing right now against OKC. You notice I didn't come on hyping up OKC. That's why I was so upset that him and Embiid set out against the Bucks. because that's who I want to see it against. I'm not big up in him and saying how much a great difference he made in this game. That the team he played was trash.
Talk to your man.
He should have did that.
Talk to your man. Talk to Tim. Talk to him. Where's he at on my screen? Is he right there? Talk to him.
He all different. Listen, what's up with OKC? I don't think nobody on OKC.
Talk to him.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think nobody on OKC team can bench press 225. Their strength and conditioning coach should be fired.
They young bulls, bro. They gonna get
those
dudes. In the league. Remember how Anthony Davis looked?
Is young bulls. Man.
Remember how Anthony Davis looked when he came to the league? He was two pick like that.
Yeah, they had a 19-year-old.
These was like all young bulls that was born in 1998. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's true.
About that. You know
2000. It might have been the 2000.
Yeah,
it might be like 21.
That's what I'm saying. They was young boys. But listen, I'll tell you this about OKC. They got 18 first-round picks over like the next 4 years or something. They should, and I think they do a good job of drafting. They might be a problem in a couple of years.
If they not, somebody did something drastically wrong.
Yeah, they did.
let me ask y'all this. Since the Sixers was a blowout, the only thing to talk about is the volatile conversation about Ben Simmons. How did y'all think the Nets looked the other day with KD back? Are they a problem?
They are a problem, but real quick on Ben Simmons, he said the doctors diagnosed him with a viral thing or illness that knocked him out last week. So he had a viral infection.
That's what
did he get the shot? Did he get the shot? The shot in the butt?
That's what he put in that now?
I think.
All right, go ahead. Back to Brooklyn. What you say?
Hold on. First we had him juggling. Remember he was juggling. Now he's talking about boys getting needles in the butt.
Well, the Sixers did have a rainbow joint tonight. They had the rainbow thing.
All right, back to Brooklyn, please.
Listen. They legit. Brooklyn.
That's what I'm saying, Ephraim. See, first of all, people try and make it like we were saying.
Whole
point is we ain't shook by him.
We had a whole conversation about this.
Yeah, the whole conversation was as soon as they got hard, you were like, "Oh, it's over. We done." And I don't believe that. I still don't believe that.
Chicken Little style.
This is my thing. If we going off of the Sixers losing we lost to Milwaukee twice, right? Our last two games, 3 times. Our last 2 games we lost to them. Well, the Sixers beat the Nets the last few times we played them. But we don't see anybody talking about something. Oh, the Sixers got the Nets number because the Nets didn't have their stars playing the same way we didn't. So that's what I'm saying. You got to look at everything in a balanced way.
And the Bucks has not been playing well at all. They 5-5 in their last 10 games. They just
the Nets was like 6-6.
They keep
in their last 12.
Yeah, I mean,
guess what? The Nets schedule coming up is brutal. So we'll see. Because
we'll see how
Milwaukee twice. They got to play. It's a couple games they got to play.
You just said Milwaukee ain't that good. Now you bigging them up.
Who said which one wasn't that? Who said? When did I say they wasn't?
You just said they 5-5 in their last couple games.
And the Nets, Tim said that. And the Nets is 6-6. But are the Nets not good? Are the Nets not good?
Milwaukee had their players. The Nets didn't. It's a difference.
But it's the same way they've been playing all season.
It ain't the same way. It ain't the same.
When is that whole 3 played together?
They played 7 games together, stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's why, and that's another reason why I'm not even convinced KD hamstring going to hold up. Them hamstring injuries keep popping back up.
KD don't got a hammy. He had something else.
I mean, that's what I mean. When I say KD, I mean heart. I don't know if that's going to hold up. Them things keep recurring and keep coming back and all that kind of stuff like that. And so I mean, listen, are they a formidable opponent? Of course. Yeah. I mean, that goes without saying. Ethan's notion is they unbeatable. He acting like it's no way they could be stopped by nobody. I don't believe
that's not
that.
How I act. That's not how I act.
Wayne.
That is how you act, and that's why me and Ephraim both refer. We both. I even said on the record, I've said I thought the Nets had the most talent over the Sixers or whatever because you got 3 superstars on that team. Well, I'll say 3 superstars just for the sake of argument because I'm not arguing about
Kyrie. Here you go.
But I'll say that. But you got these 3. You got 3 top-notch alpha scoring players on that team. So of course I think that they have the upper hand, but I think that we balance out. I still think that we have our defense can compete with them, and I think they don't have an answer for Embiid, especially since they lost Aldridge. So I mean, we'll see what it is, but I just don't think that it's a blanket like nobody got no chance against the Nets.
I agree.
But my only problem is I think against them we had one legitimate threat in SMB. Now, if they play and try to get Embiid in foul trouble early or something like that, it might be over fast.
I mean, this is where I'm kind of agreeing with you a little bit, but this is where Toby to me is. Would we like him to be Bradley Beal? Of course, we would love Toby to be that. But at the same time, Toby can get hot and start stroking. He can drop 25, 30 on you where he can hold you in the game. And this is where the other dudes come into play. This is where the Seths and the Danny Greens, a couple key threes should come into play to keep you in a game like that if B does get in foul trouble, where they can hold it down until you come back in. And where the defense of Feibel, Ben, Danny Green, Dwight Howard, all these dudes can now contribute to keep this monster offensive threat called the Nets to slow them down a little bit. So, that's ultimately we banking on. Because it go both ways. We could work at making sure we get KD or Kyrie or one of them other dudes in foul trouble. Who knows if Harden going to be there? Harden might not even play. Like I said, that injury might keep popping. If he do, then this is Doc's job to game plan for that. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. It's a little bit more basketball left to be played. Who knows? They might even meet up against the Knicks. The Knicks might lay this smack down or something.
Yeah,
so,
I think the Knicks is going to cause some. They're
gonna
cause somebody some
problem.
turmoil. I don't know if they're going to necessarily beat them, but they're going to make somebody work real hard.
Who's that?
I actually think Boston's gonna make people work harder than they think. I know they win, lose, but I think come playoff time, they actually got players. And to me, my opinion, Boston matches up probably the best against the Brooklyn.
You might be. Go ahead, Wayne.
I was just saying the only reason I say this, and I feel the same way about Boston. I feel about Brooklyn. Only difference is Brooklyn has a higher talented group, but
right.
They have the same similar players. They're built on scoring players. You don't get, but you're not going. It ain't but so many shots you're going to get up in the game, especially if somebody dictates the pace of the game. So, like if the Sixers hold the game under 115 points, and you got Kyrie going for 30 and KD going for 30 and Harden going for 30, I'm saying they still hold you under 100, hold you under 115. If the Sixers score more than that, then we score more than that. That's what I'm saying. It's easier to me. Like the Brooklyn, they got a legit shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? They got Randall putting up. They played tough defense.
You mean
you can say what you want about Barrett, but I think Barrett has played the most minutes of anybody in this season, and he does bring a physicality to that position. So the Nets are just the Knicks are tough. The Nets are definitely better than anybody in the East, at full capacity. But I don't think that they unstoppable. I think it is certain teams that can match up to them and bring that defense and have enough offense to compete.
See, the only thing I think that in the playoffs, a coach probably wins maybe 1 or 2 games in a series, and with their coaching, it's a rookie head coaches out there. So I think the Nets may have advantage with players. I don't think they have an advantage with coaching when you consider all the other coaches in the East right now, especially with Doc Rivers being our head coach.
Speaking of the Knicks, though, do y'all think that Julius Randle, should get some legit MVP consideration?
Yes. He's balling. He's played all the games.
He's balling.
Like
but
when you say consideration, where do you think he would fit on the list?
I would honestly, if your list right now consists of, I think Joel Embiid, in my opinion, has fallen down, not because of his play, but his lack of play, the missing them games. So at a point, you got to draw the line somewhere on how many games your MVP has played to make him legit eligible to win it. So right now, I think you would have to say the Joker is probably the most people's leading vote getter. Then you had Dame, Lillard, Luka, Steph. I'm not even naming an order right now at this point after Joker. So I think he might be in the top 5. Who would you say? KD been hurt, Harden been hurt, so they kind of got taken out of it for that fact alone.
Luka, did you name Luka?
I said Luka.
Okay.
So I think it's probably those are my top 5. I think it will be Joker, Steph, Luka, Dame, and they've been losing lately. Portland. So if it's going on record and all that, then you got to take that in consideration. And also, and I think Randall will be 5.
What about Giannis? Giannis don't get no consideration.
I honestly think it's a 2-man race. Luka and Steph. To be honest with you.
You mean Joker and Steph?
Joker's not in there?
Not Luka. Joker and Steph.
I think
Steph might be number 3 or 4.
No, I
Who's
think
number
Steph,
2?
Who's 2?
You know Joker's 1. So who's 2?
I take Embiid. Julius Randle played 60 games. He played them all.
That's why I
Then
said
why
Julius
you put
Randle.
Embiid in there then?
That's my point. You saying Embiid, but I mean, I'm not opposed to putting Randle in the
All
top
I'm saying is,
2 or
listen,
3.
y'all. I'm saying Luka averaged 28.5 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 8.8 assists.
What's his team? What's his team, bro? What's his team?
Where are they at? I'll have to look and see where they at in the thing. But they're in the playoff race. Now, are they lower down than Steph? And are they lower down than Golden State?
No, they higher than Golden State right now.
So that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna put Steph in there, don't Luka get consideration?
Steph, oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, to me, Steph gets in there because everybody knows that the team that Steph playing with. So I think most people take that in consideration. That the lack of talent is obvious from the beginning of the season. Like when we first, hold on, Tim, stop trying to hate on me. I'm talking about Golden State. When we saw the very first week of the NBA season and that roster that Golden State rolled out, most people thought that Golden State was going to come last in the West, even with Steph Curry on the team. That's how bad people saying this roster was. So for him, Draymond, Oubre, and all that, and rest of him to galvanize that team and take that team to where he has them right now, that to me is next level, and his play is evident of that. I mean, this dude just hit the most record 3-pointers in April.
They ain't going that winning streak till Draymond started playing better though. So it's Draymond.
Of course,
yeah. So
the play of Draymond is the reason why they was winning. It has something to do with Steph, but it's more so Draymond took over and became the MVP of that squad.
Listen, you really gonna say that on the podcast?
Yeah,
you really going like
you act like Tim is above and beyond saying some foolish.
That's right. He didn't say what he said. Maxey was Jordan like. Remember he was like, that's right.
I said Kobe.
That's right. Okay. You said Thibault was
No, but
Jordan
look,
like.
real quick though about Luka, because if we talking about Dame, Luka is above Dame. He above Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like
above Dame and Steph and what?
And their teams in the ratings.
What ranking? Where they at now?
They're 6. Dallas is 6. Golden State is 10th, and Portland is 7th.
I think they're only like 1 game behind 7th place though. Golden State. How far are they behind the 7th place team?
They're 1.5 behind them, but they 3 games behind Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, but yeah, I'm just saying where he could jump from 10th to 7th. That 10th to 7th race is going to be wide open into the very end. That's going to come down to the last game.
Yeah, I'm just saying that to validate what Luka is doing. I'm just saying that with these other names up here, Luka has to be in there too.
He's in my top 5. He in my top 5.
And with this play-in, 10th gets a chance to make the playoffs too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. So. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this thing shake up. But I do think Randall should get some consideration. He's been playing that well. I had to give him credit.
We could have had him instead of.
All right.
One thing I did, there was a couple fan shout-outs, people saying some stuff I was agreeing and disagreeing with. Ethan, by the way, our name affiliate, Jamar, Ethan, he corrected you on Bam. How you say it? How you say it? Bam Adebayo. I think he said one of y'all was pronouncing it incorrectly. I don't know if
I pronounced it right. That's Wayne.
How? I don't even think I said his name. I was Bam Adebayo.
Nevertheless, Jamar has spoken and he has corrected one of y'all.
Tell the grammar police. Tell the grammar police. Like no, bro.
I see the boy Charlie Brown Jr. get smacked up by Ben. He blocked the crap out of the shot. That was kind of funny because it was like a homecoming for him. He played I think he played at St. Joe's. That's what and then Ben embarrassed him from his family. He had to do that. I was like, you ain't to do that to my man like that.
I was in and out at a certain point in that game. It was getting whacked, so I started doing some runs, some housework. Yeah, but by the way, one more thing too.
Go ahead.
Two certified. I think that's the number 2 certified. He commented. He said Ethan got a doppelganger out there. And he said it was Lil Bibby. So I want to show all the viewers Ethan's his doppelganger here, Lil Bibby. So that's what he said looked like. He said that's who Ethan looked like.
You just got put a little. I don't want to say that, but a little bit of hair, little scruffy stuff.
First of all,
some underarm hair on his chin.
First of all, Lil Bibby look like me.
Yes. So
If anything.
it was funny because when he put it, I said, hold up. I said, who is that? And then I had to Google it. When I saw it, I just started cracking up laughing. I said, yeah, he do it. He do it a little bit. But yeah, so you got a doppelganger out there, Ethan, Lil Bibby. Ethan Lil Bibby. That's what I'm gonna start calling.
So listen, this is what I'm saying when we talk about the Nets. We gonna see the Nets got coming up. They got the Raptors, who they just lost to. Then they got the Pacers. Then they got
the Nets.
Blazers.
You think the Nets just lost to the Raptors?
Nets game. This is the Nets game. Yeah, the Nets just lost to the Raptors.
Wow. Okay.
And then they have the Raptors, the Pacers, the Blazers, the Bucks back to back, the Mavericks, the Nuggets. That's their upcoming schedule. So now if they go through that thing and they go through that joint like unscathed and go like 5-1 or something like that, then it's like, yay. But
that might be 50%. That might be a 50%.
That's what I'm saying, especially depending on who they gonna sit, who they gonna play.
I mean, but you gotta look at it this way. They got the best record in the East playing with one superstar the whole time.
No,
so
it's not playing with one superstar.
For them, now that they got KD back, they may very well just go through on them teams.
They had KD back when they lost to the Lakers without Brown and AD.
But KD wasn't 100%.
See, it's always something. See, that's what I'm saying. We real quick to give other teams some excuse on stuff. And I'm not saying that we're better than them, but it's like sometimes that's our trait as Philadelphians. It's like, oh, see, we're trash. We did this, and now I understand being upset about the way we do certain stuff certain ways because we want to see stuff, but we be real quick to count our team out. But then look at everybody else from afar, what they doing, and like nobody's talking about.
I respect that too. You know, I'm a homer, so as far as the Sixers, even looking at this game, I know y'all said they didn't have to play all their starters and everything, but I like what I saw from Shake Milton in the second quarter. He was stroking, and sometimes you need those bag teams to get your confidence going. Then you can parlay that into the next game.
Well, Shake actually played decent against the Bucks too, though.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He built on that.
Yeah. And then so that was a good thing. Joel did his thing. So I was okay with the way he played his game as well.
Who we play next? Who our next opponent?
Our next opponent is Wednesday. We play Atlanta 2 games in a row. It's a home and home. Like it's 2 home games for us.
And Trey's still out, right?
He's out now. I'm not sure if he'll be back. They said it wasn't as bad as they originally thought it was. But yesterday they went on and beat the Suns, I think.
I don't know. I ain't see it was a couple.
But was that a back-to-back? Didn't the Suns just play? The Suns just played the
Nets.
Nets, right?
Yeah.
So they catch them on a back-to-back, or was it? I don't know.
They caught him slipping. Yeah, maybe
that's all I'm saying is, that's the one part about the season and I think we mentioned before. I want to see these top players and top teams play against each other. Like it's kind of a disservice that you had the Sixers and the Bucks play back to back. Like, well, they didn't play back to back. They played with a game in between. That's why our guys should play. But what's the odds that the Nets is going to play their whole team, both of them games against the Bucks? You know what I mean? With the way that they doing their rotation and sitting people and everything else. So,
I got a bone. I got a bone to pick with one more comment. My man Phil Evans, he been commenting from the beginning. Thanks for the love, Phil. But he said he think Maxey won't be. And let me read it. He said he'll probably be Jeff Teague at best. Now, I mean, Jeff Teague a good player. I mean, that's no hate on Maxey or on Jeff Teague, but what y'all think about that? Do y'all agree with that? That Maxey only going to be like Jeff Teague?
I think it's really too early to put a ceiling on the bull.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Teague had a couple. I thought Jeff Teague had a couple nice years. Was he an All-Star before or something? Or he was at least in the consideration of it?
Yeah, when he was in Atlanta, wasn't he? It was Atlanta. He had a.
I think he only had like one good year though. Let me see what his stats was.
Because Phil doing a little bit of hating.
Yeah.
On my man,
no. He had career 9 points a game, 9.7 points a game. I think I see Maxey doing better. Oh no, that's field goal attempts. I'm sorry. I'm about to say, hold up.
What's he looking like?
His career is 12 points a game. I think Maxey can be better than that. I think Maxey can be 16 with assists and everything else if you have a team built around him.
I agree with that.
If he works on a consistent 3-pointer, because he has the mid-range shot, he can attack the basket, and I think he can find open players. If he can extend the range on that shot, which I'm a big proponent of younger players who have to develop, I think that he can, and I think that he can be a tough point guard in his league.
I agree. I agree. Somebody said it might have been him. He said Maxey got like a playground game. He kind of do a little bit. I do think he got to kind of fine tune his game, just sharpen it up. I see. If I can't remember who made that comment, but
he
see what
plays.
they say.
He plays similar to some of the other guys that we talking about. That's under 25. His style of play is similar to Ja Morant. His style of play is similar to what's the guy I always talk about? De'Aaron Fox. Like this what these guys do, like the rip and run.
But I think it's some of his coordination movement.
It's his hair, man.
It's the hair flowing.
No, it's
it's
definitely his hair, but it's also like what you said, how he shoot with his leg, like he come down with his legs spread open and all that, like the way some of his form and his movement sometimes look like the young boy on your block that had game, but he just was all over the place. That's how Maxey sometimes look. But his hair do give that look too. But I think, obviously it's his first year. I think he got a lot of potential on the upside. Me personally, we'll see where it go, but I do think he got a good upside. At least
I agree
with the Sixers. So.
Listen, the Sixers went on and they defeated the OKC. What are they? The Thunder, 121-90. So they suffered. I told you, Ephraim was talking. So I thought they was tanking. No, they're tanking, and so. And they lost.
So that goes against your point again, anyway, about Ben and all that. So whatever.
All right,
Ben's still the man. I'm not hating. I'm giving Ben credit. Ben, listen, Ben is going to be like I do kind of agree with Ethan. He may be the reason why we win and lose. As crazy as that sounds, that's a very. And I know me and Ethan will get flack in the comment for that.
Oh yeah,
because they always say, they blame Ben regardless. Even if he ain't playing, it's Ben's fault. So it's kind of a win-win situation for me or him to say. Depending on how he plays, we're going to win. Depending on how he plays, we're going to lose. So I can't be wrong in that. So, that's kind of unfair a little bit. But I think most people understand at least I understand what Ethan's saying when he says that, though. Because a lot is going to ride on his shoulders in certain points of the game of whether or not he can at least put the ball in the basket.
All right. So we're going to catch y'all after the game on Wednesday. And so Wednesday after the game, we'll be here. Then don't forget, starting playoffs, we'll be live on YouTube. So we'll appreciate all y'all comments. Y'all gonna be coming in, and as we talking, y'all can just be communicating right along with us. We want to hear y'all feedback. Don't forget to share the video too. That's how we get those algorithms out. Don't just like and comment, but also share the video. Put it on y'all social media. We appreciate it.
I like it too. You gotta like it too to get them algorithms up. Hit that like button.
I gotta start throwing that in the plug.
Yep.
Yeah, and whoever the person that keep hating every once in a while, say a comment so I know it's you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. We out.
Peace.
All right.